Welcome to Book Talks with Diane. Today's book is Homecoming by Kate Morton. Adelaide Hills, Christmas Eve, 1959. At the end of a scorching hot day, beside a creek on the grounds of the grand and mysterious mansion, a local delivery man makes a terrible discovery. A police investigation is called, and the small town of Tambia becomes embroiled in one of the most shocking and perplexing murder cases in the history of South Australia. 60 years later, Jess is a journalist in search of a story. Having lived and worked in London for almost 20 years, she now finds herself laid off from her full-time job and struggling to make ends meet. A phone call out of nowhere summons her back to Sydney, where her beloved grandmother, Nora, who raised Jess when her mother could not, has suffered a fall and been raced to the hospital. Nora has always been a vibrant and strong presence, decisive, encouraging, young despite her years. When Jess visits her in the hospital, she is alarmed to find her grandmother frail and confused. It's even more alarming to hear from Nora's housekeeper that Nora has been distracted in the weeks before her accident and had fallen on the steps to the attic, the one place Jess was forbidden from playing when she was small. At loose ends in Nora's house, Jess does some digging of her own. In Nora's bedroom, she discovers a true crime book chronicling the police investigation into a long-buried tragedy, the Turner family tragedy of Christmas Eve, 1959. It is only when Jess skims through the book that she finds a shocking connection between her own family and this once infamous crime, a crime that has never been resolved satisfactorily. And for a journalist without a story, a cold case might be the best distraction she can find. An epic novel that spans generations, Homecoming asks what we would do for those we love and how we protect the lies we tell. It explores the power of motherhood, the corrosive effects of tightly held secrets, and the healing nature of truth. Above all, it is a beguiling and immensely satisfying novel from one of the finest writers working today. I gave this book 5 stars. Kate Morgan has woven a hauntingly sad but interesting tale about a South Australian town and family. I checked this book out from my local library. I got the large print edition and it had 841 pages. I read this book in 3 days. I had to make myself put it down to take down Christmas decorations and get my house back to normal after our family went back home. This book has numerous twists and turns. One I figured out. The rest I had to stop and think about. Once I even said, "There's no way that happened." Here's a quote from the book that I loved. Jess herself had been thinking about home a lot. Home, she realized, wasn't a place or a time or a person, though it could be any and all of those things. Home was a feeling, a sense of being complete. The opposite of home wasn't away, it was lonely. When someone said, "I want to go home," what they really meant was that they didn't want to feel lonely anymore. If you love books that keep your attention, characters you will love, and many twists and turns, this is the book for you. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.